Everyone, I am so excited. Today I am going to be sharing with you a card that I'm going to make for a coworker of mine. He is relatively new, but every month I get a list to do birthday cards, just from the company. And I mean, it's just so awesome to be able to get this opportunity to share this with you guys. The only thing is, I don't know much about this person, but from what I have seen is he seemed to like more earth colors, neutral tones. So based on that, I'm going to go ahead and try to set up a nice card for him that is masculine, and in that way, it doesn't look like I'm handing it to a female. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So for sake of the video, and of course me not knowing too much about editing and things of that sort at this time, I have done a lot of the preliminary work. So basically I have already cut out, got my card done. I just basically half done it by 8.5 by 11 stock card, so that I can get a 4.25 by 8.5 card base. And then I'm going to do a double basing for this one, double layer for it, with just a little gold on the end. And I did have my die cuts done, or letters, as well as the birthday and the bike. As you can see here, it's already pretty much cut out, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to lay it out. So let's go ahead and begin. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead, think I will do it the other way because I want to make sure that I'm lining this up properly. Okay, so I'm going to use my handy dandy little tool here so that I can get this set up, and in that way I have it stuck correctly before I get it on the base. And it's a beautiful day out, so I'm going to try and do this. Now usually it's very, you got to be so careful when you're laying it down because it can stick so quickly. It's like, really? Really, really, really? Okay, so there you can see we have, the nice little run here. And now I'm going to go ahead and get this stuck to this. I always feel like it's better to do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. This tool here is so neat, this runner tool. I got it 50% off at Michael's, and it just works really handy for me. So let's see, I want to make sure I get this because I really didn't want a white base around the cards. So let me see. Yeah, it's kind of off a little bit. I want to make sure it's done properly. So I'm just going to go have a go of it again. Okay, let me see if I get the bottom. Okay, so I think this will do it. Okay, so now you see I have the brown, the gold trimming, and then the white. Now, to be honest with you, all I basically did for the gold is like kind of just took off just maybe, I don't know, like since it was 5.5, I just cut down maybe 1 by 1/16, but just to get a very small area. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my bike here. Now this bike, I did it with craft foam. It's not very thick, but then there's a stick on the back, so I have to peel it off. I think I want to put it right here. I think that will look pretty good. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this on top, so I do have the brown. So let's go ahead and get that done. And of course, if you do like that idea, I'm especially using the craft foam, by all means go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And of course subscribe, because I'll be doing a few more of those pretty soon. So I'm going to go ahead and set this right here. Okay, so far so good. And then I'm going to use my glue so that I can just go ahead and get the brown piece stuck over it. So I am actually trying to line it up in a way that we can have everything sticking and looking really nice, because I always found it difficult trying to find, you know, a card for men, you know, but I'm going to give it a try. The most that will happen is he wouldn't like it, but at least I tried. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place this on here, trying to get it to sit based on how the bike is. So these are pretty much intricate dies. When you're taking them out, you know, of the you getting them off the die cut, it can be very, very difficult to get them to sit the way you want. So you gotta try to, you know, be careful. So as you can see, it's coming along pretty nicely. So I'm just kind of dabbing it so that it sticks on here. Okay. All right, so that's this part here. So far so good. And then here is happy birthday. So again, this is a very intricate die, so I'm going to put it this way, but then also I'm thinking his name is so long. Let me just see how I can lay it up, you know, so that it doesn't, so maybe if I put it way across here, that might help. Just let me just try. See here, R H. Yeah, you see his name is very long. CHRISTOPH, and there is still an E to go. So maybe I'll put it across this way. I will just maybe stick this here first. So let's go ahead and do the happy birthday. And of course I'm going to do the same thing, which is to go ahead and stick the foam first, because I like the dimensions that it gives. I like the 3D effect, which I think is just so cute and so nice. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it this way so that it sits nicely. Okay, and that works. So then I'm going to do the same thing so I can get the happy birthday stuck on there. I like this liquid glue. You know, you can kind of drag things, you know, into place if you have to, because it's I think it's Tombow. I always mix up, you know, the glue. I keep saying Holtz all the time, but it's actually not Holtz. So it's Timbo, all-purpose or multi-purpose liquid glue. So I'm just getting this all set up here, and I'm going to line up the birthday like I did before. And this is just one of the ideas I have as far as the die cut. So I'm going to take my time and kind of try to get this to sit. Now this is kind of a little tricky because you want it to sit properly, but at the same time you want to make sure that it is not just, you know, sitting anyhow and anywhere. So that's one of the downsides to that. Okay, so I'm trying to get it to sit properly. Okay, this H will be here. So okay, so it looks like it's where it needs to be. I just gotta slightly, yeah, the P here is kind of being a little troublesome, but it looks like we're gonna get it. Okay, so like I kind of like to use my finger just to kind of help it to sit and stay where I put it. So as you can see, it looks like it's pretty good. So just to show you, if you can look, you will see the dimensions here. It looks really, you know, really nice. And that's what I like about using the foam, because I think even if the foam is not 0.3 mm's, this is like just regular craft foams, but it still, to me, it still does give me the dimension I'm looking for. So I am going to go ahead and do this, the name. So like I said, he has a pretty long name, so I want to make sure. So I'm going to start off here, and then I'm going to do the R, so I can go ahead and space. And again, at there's the sticking at the back, so it kind of helps. I think I prefer this one. At least it's already has the adhesive, so all I have to do is to just peel it off, and you are good to go. There's the other regular type of foam without the backing on it, but that's okay too. Okay. I think what I want to do is to get something that gives me some kind of, helps me to keep it straight. Just looking to see. Okay, let's try this. So it kind of helps. Okay, there we go. All right, so looking pretty good, but that's an option. So I do love die cuts a lot, and I do love more 3D type look than anything else. So hence the reason why I do enjoy using the craft foam, because I think it really does add that extra boost or extra something to the card that I do enjoy. So as you can see, so far so good. We're getting that set up. And then the other thing too is just be careful, do not stretch the letters, because it can actually get warped a little bit, so I try not to do that, but it can be a little tricky. So I'm almost done. Okay. And then I believe I still have the E. So right away you can see that the card is coming together really nicely. It's not a very fancy card, but you know, it at least it's still something. Okay, so it looks like I may have to move the R up just a little bit, but that's okay, because I don't want such a wide gap between the letters. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm just going to move the R up just a smidge, although it's not too bad where it is, but that's okay. Okay, so there you have it. So I do have Christopher. So now I'm going to go to the next part again. I'm going to go ahead and just tape those over there, and then in that way you will see the final card. I don't usually use gems and thing on men's cards, because I think it's kind of, you know, kind of looks off, but you know, we want the card to be as masculine as possible. So let's see, my H is kind of leaning a little bit, so gotta get it back on track. There we go. Okay. All right, and like I said, because I'm still learning how to do, or I just started doing the videos, I honestly am not sure how I'm going to edit, and I tried to do the first video and I think I messed it up so bad. That's why this time I just went ahead and get most of the stuff done, so that in that way I can get to it. And again, if you do like this video, or you have any comments or any suggestions, if you use any other options to do your letters or anything like that, go ahead and feel free to share it with us, and I would be very happy to learn new things. And of course, feel free to use this technique I have there using the foam as an option for you as well. I do not mind at all. I think it's really pretty when it gives it that extra dimension on the card instead of the usual flat, you know. And there are other colors too. I only use the white for this one because the card, you know, this part is white, but there are other colors that you can use without doing all of this. But it's entirely up to you. And I know not everybody has letter die cuts or number die cuts, but I do, and I use them to my advantage. These are my favorite ones, but they're no brand name or anything like that. It's just regular good old die cuts. Okay, there we go. Almost done. Yeah, because if I had to end up doing all the die cuts and everything prior to this video, it would have been really long. Like the first time, it was like 30 something minutes, and it just wasn't working. And of course I didn't know how to edit it, and I messed it up, so I'm doing it this way now. Okay, now I kind of have this one messed up, but let's go ahead and try to switch it because the H is in reverse. Okay, so I'll just put a little more glue on there so I can get it back on. Okay, so that's much better. And I just kind of use my fingers most time just to make sure it's kind of stuck, because it dries pretty quickly, to be honest. Okay. Sometimes you gotta pass over it and like kind of keep your finger down there, because it might want to stand up a little bit and it needs to be laying down. So far, this is what I am talking about. I think it looks pretty cute, to be honest. So again, this is using regular craft foam, and when you're running it, if you're using die cuts and you're running it through I use my Cuttlebug, but when you're running it through the machine, just run it one time. It will cut. You don't need to run it back and forth because it's going to get it flat, and that's what you don't want. You want, you know, to have that raised look for your whatever it is you're doing, whether it's okay. So let's take a look. So this is the end results. So also, if you look from at an angle, you will see the foam, but at the same time it's just a 3D effect, which I absolutely love. Even the name. So this is it, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. And again, if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of those videos, I will be having some more. Go ahead and subscribe, and also just give a little thing on that bell so that you will not miss my other videos. And so far, well, this is the end results. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience, and go ahead and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Share any ideas you may have using craft foam, anything that would help to make a card look a lot better, if you have any ideas, of course. So thank you so much, and thank you for joining me again. My name is Heidi. Have a wonderful and a blessed day. Bye bye.